Hello everyone on YouTube, this is Finalukia Guardian, also known as Lex Astoria on vid.me, and today I'm going to be showing you how to draw golf gloves. Specifically, this is a video focusing on golf gloves, unlike the last drawing video I did where I drew a character wearing a pair of golf gloves. And then of course this is my character Shirley, being photographed by my avatar character, the character that represents me on YouTube, Lex Astoria. So yeah, hopefully instead of being something like this, it will be more like this, where I actually have some more detail that I'm showing you how to draw. So, yeah, I got carried away last time, but hopefully it won't happen again this time. So, check back here in a bit, and we'll get started. As soon as I can get these things off, I have to apologize, these are, like, new, and they haven't been broken in yet, so, if any of you play golf, you'll know that when you have freaking gloves that are new, they're really tight, and it's hard to get them on and off with any real speed. Alright, there we go. Okay, check back here in a sec, we'll get started. Well, hello everyone on YouTube, this is Finalukia Guardian, also known as Lex Astoria on vid.me. And once again, as I said earlier, we're going to be teaching you how to draw golf gloves. I'm actually going to break this video up into two parts. Part one is going to be how to draw the hand, and the second part, part two, is going to be actually how to draw the golf glove on the hand. So, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is draw in the baseline of the hand. And I'm going to do this. So, we are going to basically just give this, actually that's a little too far up. I'm going to do this right here. We're going to have this just under an inch, just like 2 tick marks on this thing, under 1 inch. And the hand, of course, is going to be about 3 inches long, just shy of that, actually, at the middle finger, which is the longest part of the hand. And of course, this is going to be my character Shirley's right hand, actually. She's going to have it in the same pose as my previous video when I drew a full body of her, a full body sketch of her being photographed by my avatar character, Lex Astoria. But if you see me with my hands off the screen, that's because I'm looking back at my drawing notes, what I showed you at the beginning of the video, to make certain that I have all of my ducks in a row. Everything is all lining up correctly. Okay, so this is actually going to be just above 1.5 for where the palm is going to connect to the fingers. And of course, I am going to have the... Alright, so that's going to be about right there. There it is, and now, of course, Shirley, in this instance, is actually pushing her hand outward, so that it can be photographed easily by the camera that Lex Astoria, my character, is holding. And I think that's good enough. Okay. We'll worry more about the forearm later. And that's really all this is going to be. This is just going to be the forearm and the hand. So we can focus more on the actual detail of the actual golf glove. So, what you're going to do first to draw the hand is you're going to, well, rather I'm going to just put in a relatively thin line, and I'm going to try and keep Shirley's hand relatively slender, so as to keep the female look of her hand, at least as best I could. Sorry, as best as I can. That's not proper English, Alex. What are you doing? Okay, I'm sorry. That was terrible. That was cringeworthy. I will not do that again either. But yeah, I fail at English, like a lot of Americans. So, please forgive me. Now, of course, we're going to dash in the line of the palm. It doesn't need to be super precise because we're going to tighten these lines up in a bit. I tend to keep things relatively loose in my initial stages of the drawing. And then I tighten things up as the drawing goes along. And that's pretty good. All right, I think that's going to do just fine. So now what we're going to do is draw on the lines of the fingers. So we're going to draw this sort of not like a V, but maybe the correct term is like a bucket shape for the index finger. And then we're going to do the same thing with the pinky finger, but this is actually going to get shortened later in the video. So I apologize about the heavy breathing. I'm just trying to concentrate so as I get the lines in the right place. And, you know, I better zoom in so you can see what I'm doing a bit better. All right, there you go. Hopefully you can see me a little better now. And let me zoom out a bit, and that'll work. So this is the line of ultimately what will be the pinky. Once again, we're going to draw it. We're going to draw it a little bit long. And that'll be good for now. So now we're going to draw in the line of the middle finger, or at least where the middle finger will be. And it's going to be sort of in between the pointer finger and the pinky finger. All right. And as I mentioned before, it's going to come down to here. Just short of 3 inches in total for the hand, total length. And that's about right. Now we're going to draw in the line for the pointer finger. And in hindsight, I may have put this line over a little too far, but that's okay because we drew it a little bit light so that if we needed to erase, we could. There we are. Once again, we keep the fingers of Shirley relatively thin because in real life, women have thinner fingers than men do in general. As life being what it is, there are always exceptions. There are women with larger hands than men, and there are men with smaller hands than the majority of women. But we are just going with averages here in this lesson, so just bear with me with that. Anyway, now we're going to put in the ring finger. Of course, it is going to be coming towards the middle finger. And actually, I know most women have pointer fingers that are about the same length as their index finger. And I think most men, actually have fingers like this. Ring finger is shorter than the index finger. For whatever reason, my fingers are about the same length, which is more typical among women. But just keep in mind, in general, the ring finger will be about the same length as the index finger on female characters and most women in general. So we're just going to stick with the general trends once again. And now we're going to shorten up the pinky. Because, as I mentioned before, the pinky is shorter than the other fingers, and it actually extends deeper into the palm. So we're going to, as Mark Crilly would say, delineate that right now. And, is that going to work? Yeah, I think that'll work for now for the base. So I am actually going to, now I'm going to put in the thumbs base. So what we do for that is we draw this line extending out from right here, and this forms the base. Then we're going to draw an obtuse angle pointing down, and then we're going to flare it out slightly. And the thumb's going to come about to here as far as length. And then it's going to go up into the palm because she has her thumbs pressed against her palm. because she's trying to show off the golf glove and show off the entire length of her hand. And generally a more feminine pose, like my character Shirley tends to strike, because I kind of envision her as a more feminine woman, not really tomboyish. She is like athletic and she does like athletic events as part of her character, but she is very stereotypically into fashion, as a lot of women are, and there's nothing wrong with that. But generally she looks for things that look good on her, unless of course there's just something she has to do that requires wearing something that there is no way to make look pretty. But yeah, she generally likes wearing pretty things. So that's a little bit of a detail about Shirley's character. Maybe one day I'll go more into her background. As a matter of fact, I guess at some point, in order to have any sort of character consistency, I'm going to have to give a little bit of a background into her character, as well as Lex Historia, my avatar character, in the backstory that I have given him. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, so what I just did there was I dashed in the wrists, and maybe I ought to show you what I'm doing. As of right now, I'm just drawing in the forearm. And, you know, before I get any further, let me grab my ruler to make certain that I am not screwing this up. Let's see here. So, yeah, it's going to come up about... Let us see. So, yeah, the elbow, I think, is actually going to be up about right here, I think. Let me actually check my references here, and yeah, that's actually about right. That's what the elbow is ultimately going to be. I am actually going to draw the elbow, but I may just simply erase that and focus more on the forearm so that I can fit more in the final frame of video to show you the actual forearm and glove part of this gloved hand. But as I mentioned before, this is just going to be the hand and not the glove part of drawing the golf glove. The golf glove will be handled in part 2, as I mentioned before. And let us see. And let us do this. That's about right. We are trying to make this. All right, that's about right. And let's do this a little more. Once again, this does not have to be exactly perfect. If you plan to erase this part later, which is, I think, ultimately what I'm going to do, I'm going to just erase like the elbow part and just have the forearm, the wrist, and the hand. So what I'm going to do now is neaten up this part of the hand. We don't need this guideline here anymore. Get out of here, Mr. Guideline. And there. That is going to complete the drawing of the hand. So what we would ultimately do now if we were just drawing the hand is we would ink it, but as I mentioned before, we are only drawing this hand so we can put a golf glove on it next. So that is going to be handled in part 2. Part 1 is now complete. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Peace.